believe, I hope it will encourage others. Number one, apart from serving as a research pool of knowledge for lawyers, non-lawyers, I believe that it will encourage other people, and that it will be a contribution to learning and knowledge in our country. But more than any other thing, I think it's a combination of gratitude to God for not only sparing lives, but also enabling us to do the little we've been able to do, both in the profession and outside of the profession. It's also a source of encouragement for others and for myself. Knowing fully well that if people think, if you are doing good and people recognize the goodness, maybe before you die, you may be recognized and celebrated.
So, is there any chapter in the book that you think is very important?
All the chapters are very important because they are all reviews of cases I have done since 1987 when I became a some of the cases actually, because the cases are in hundreds. They just picked a few for critical analysis and review. So all the cases are very important and they cover all areas of our law, constitutional law. The case of the impeachment of Ladoja is there. Cases, banking, commerce, chieftaincy, land cases, they all is a mix of all the areas of law as we know it, in which I have taken part at one stage or the other in the court system, especially the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. You see, there is no substitute for hard work and integrity. Hard work and integrity, no substitute. I always tell people, the only place you find the word wealth before work is in the dictionary. Work must come before wealth. And I think if we all know this, I think our society will be better. Not only for young lawyers, but for all Nigerians actually. So that this get rich quick mania will eschew it. One thing I always tell people is that if you pay your dues, God doesn't cheat. He will reward you at the opportune time. And I think that should be the lesson for all of us.
And the two of the speakers who spoke against the issue of rule of law. What is your view?
My view at all times is that without the rule of law, there will be no society. It's in our interest to observe the rule of law. We should not jettison it on the ground of convenience, because what goes round turns round. Those who are in power today, they won't be there tomorrow. Those who are there yesterday, they have left. It's a lesson for all of us. Life is too transient. Thank you. Thank you very much. I thank all of you. Thank you very much.
My brothers, the chief senators, Ali and Wahab from SPA, Prince, Omowa, Advocacy, and Dental, Agro, Olawale, Kamalani, SPA. President of Nigeria, Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University, Ojo, Lagos. The President of the Nigerian Bar, Olumide Abaka, Esquire, Kabiyesi, the Olubosun of Ifetedo, Your Highnesses that are here, my lords, starting with Madam Honorable Justice Ahmed Begore, JCA, the Chief Judge of Kwara State, Honorable Justice Sulaiman Durosinlong Kawu, my brothers of the Inner Bar, my colleagues of the Outer Bar, my long life friends, but before the President of Muslim, Executive Secretary of Muslim, then my lifelong friends, before then Professor Abdulrasheed Adereye, the Emeritus Professor of the University of Ibadan. I also recognize the Vice Chancellor of Osun State University, Professor Lamodekola, the Registrar, the Bossa, and Professor Abiodun Alao, a member of that council and a lecturer, the first black professor of King's College, London. Allah and Hajj is Ak Kunle Sani, chairman of the Oyo State Muslim community. Minority Justice Sikiru Adeposi Oke. Ruben, his name is not okay, it's okay. I have too many people who are here that I want to thank. But of course, my thanks start with Allah as our Jannah, who has made today possible. I want to say that I do not take anything for granted. I do not take today for granted. I do not take your attendance for granted. I know it is the will of Allah. That's why this is happening. The authors and I will not totally shaking. I will not invite you. Abu Gafar, I will not invite you. Kẹ́hìndé Kọ́lá Olúwẹ̀lẹ́gbà and Abuwa Olashukwu Ẹgbẹ́wọlé. Our honesty, our friendship, our togetherness had been for a long time. Incidentally, I knew Abu Wahab before the other two. I knew Abu Wahab when he was in secondary school, and I was in Ife. We used to have MSS Sunday programs in the secondary schools. KK, of course, he said it. And that is why, and this is an encouragement to our younger colleagues. In 1984, somebody briefed me to represent him before a commission of inquiry, who happens to be KK's cousin. I came recommended to that person by Obawilodu SCN now. And that person was his own junior brother. And I was appearing before the commission of inquiry. I just set up the office on 1st of June 1994. So I had no junior. KK apparently was based NYC in Oturubo in Benue State. And he came home on a break. And that person I'm representing happens to be his mentor. And the person said, "Oh, why don't you join this man?" So he was coming to the tribunal, to the commission of inquiry, and he was assisting me to take notes. One thing I found about it was that this was a young boy who was very committed to what we were doing. Even at times, because sittings in those tribunal commission would take a long time, he would sit from morning with me and he would be taking notes. So when my client told me later that, "No, this is my junior brother, he's doing NYC, and that if he finished, would you mind that he should come and join you?" I had no hesitation in saying, "Please let him write application," because I was impressed by his commitment and seriousness. And I thank God my judgment was correct. So KK was the first junior in Gali Chambers. He joined us on 1st of October 1994. And he was with us for 17 years. But he's still with us. All those who know that our two offices is virtually one office. There is actually a day that that KK will not be in my office. Very rare. So much so that I not only stand in locus parentis to him and his father, because there is nothing that happens in his family house that I will not get involved in concerning him or his twin brother. Ayo Abdul Gafar, Dr. Langwadu has left now. His senior brother, who is a medical doctor, who is a family friend and family doctor, is my friend. And through him, Ayo came very, very close. I found Ayo to be a very thorough human being in everything he does. So one day, three of them told me in 2016 that they wanted to do something. That because next year, that will be 2017, you'll be 20 years at Dinaba. I said, what about it? What's the big deal there? They said, no. Anyway, that their meeting with me gave birth to this, what we are doing here today. So I must thank the three of you for your consistent consideration and support. I thank you most tremendously. Like I said, I do not take it for granted. I don't think I deserve this, actually. That's the truth. Because anything anybody says I've done that is good, I write it and give it to Allah. Because only Allah can direct you on what is right. You cannot, in your own judgment, choose your own path. And like I always tell people, Allah makes everything He wants you to do easy for you. If people think it's good, it will be very easy for you to do. And if it is the other one too, it will not only be good, it will be very attractive to you. So I thank Allah for all the good things you have said about me, which I see as more challenges for me, because the only way to go after goodness is the other way. That is why the person who is doing evil has better opportunities with God than somebody people say is doing well. Because the opposite of doing evil is to start to do good. And the opposite of doing good, may Allah save all of us. I want to thank each and every one of us. I want to say that I'm still a student. And those who are my colleagues know I always say I'm a student. I learn from every person, including youth corpers in the office. Every time, and that was why when I became SAN 23 years ago, I said I take today as a day I was being called to the bar all over. And that was my position, and that was my principle, that you stop learning the day you are buried. As long as you are breathing, even if you are on life support, you are still learning. Because that will be life, learning others from other circumstances. May Allah save all of us from that kind of experience. I want to thank you. I thank the Lord who are here. The level of your love for me is tremendous. I don't know what I've done to deserve this. From my colleagues, classmates, Abadilonu, Lawa Rabana, Abeli Mamawa, Abeli Mohammed, and my other classmates, Nonku, this man, he retired, is retired now. We were in Mecca together. He never claimed any day to have more than 5 people in his life. And he will be doing things that is worth thousands of naira. Nonku, stand up, Nonku. Every time I have no money, and he will be doing so many things. Please sit down, Nonku, because we are a senior citizen. You retired now. Ume Obidi, thank you very much, Ume. So these were my classmates. We were together in the university. And for if your peers, your classmates, accepted you as a leader, then God has really supported you. I thank all of you. I thank you most sincerely. It was Abel he was saying, I am Asadu of our class. Thank you very much for the title. You pay for it. Thank you very much. I want to thank Kabisi. I want to thank our big brother, Justice Begore. I want to thank you. I thank each and every one of you here. And let me thank these guys too. Nima Ali, Baraka Ali, Suru Ali, Yusuf Ali, Aisha Oke, Anifa Oke. These are my children and your children. I thank all of you most sincerely. You've been pillars of support for all the time you have all grown up, especially since 2004. Nima, thank you very much. She's a chartered accountant. She has played the role of mother for the junior ones since 2004 when herself she was just a little girl. I thank you. God will appreciate all of you. On this note, I thank each one of you. I don't want to get emotional, But when I look at my life and I see the chapters, there's no way I won't be emotional. Nobody ever gave us any chance that we will succeed in life. But we thank Allah that Allah has made it so for all of us. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I thank everybody.
The glory of God Almighty, we dedicate this book shall mark diligence and excellence in honor of Madam Yusuf. The glory of God say God continue to uphold him and have more grace to champion the cause of humanity for the rest of his life. Very good.